When we think of science, we usually picture a completely objective observer. We imagine a lone researcher looking through a microscope, collecting raw data, and simply writing down the cold, hard facts of nature. But raw data doesn't speak for itself. A chemical reaction in a beaker, or a single fluctuating number on a monitor, is meaningless until it is interpreted. To make sense of those observations, researchers rely on discourse. This is the highly specialized ecosystem of vocabulary, physical tools, and social coordination that allows them to turn an isolated measurement into a working concept. You can trace this back centuries to early scientists like Isaac Newton, who actively shaped how experiments were documented. Over time, the scientific community developed a very deliberate, impersonal style of writing to strip away the appearance of individual bias. Scientific inquiry is a process of persuasion. A researcher has to construct a logical argument that convinces the rest of the community that their interpretation of the data is the correct one. Passive voice creates an illusion, as if human hands were never involved, and the data simply revealed itself. Yet behind this incredibly dry, sterile formatting, peer review is fiercely combative. It is an active, ongoing dispute over whose theories get to survive and which specific methods are considered valid. The academic research paper is an engineered piece of technology. It is specifically designed to minimize the appearance of individual human flaws and project an image of undeniable, objective authority. In the middle of this combative environment, researchers use a surprising linguistic tool to survive: hedging. They enter into what linguists call a contract of inexactitude. Instead of stating conclusions outright, they rely on uncertain words, writing that a result suggests, indicates, or might mean something. Tentative phrasing creates a space for discussion. By presenting a claim as a suggestion rather than an ultimatum, the researcher avoids a direct challenge to a peer's expertise and invites the community to reach a consensus. This strategic uncertainty is how a contested idea in the science in the making phase slowly solidifies into the established science once made phase. The moment the scientific community finally agrees on the finding, those cautious words vanish. The mights and possibles are scrubbed entirely. At its highest academic levels, establishing a scientific truth requires careful social negotiation, driven heavily by the precise grammatical choices used to navigate competing peers. Once that consensus is locked in, the knowledge makes its way out of the academic journals and into the public sphere. And right here, the language completely changes. Popular science reverses the rules of the academic paper. It brings the individual researcher back into the spotlight, framing them as the hero of a discovery story. The slow, meticulous procedures of the laboratory are swapped out for high-energy narratives designed for the stage and the camera. All of that careful hedging we saw earlier is thrown out. In its place, popularizers use language that emphasizes absolute certainty, immediate relevance, and the thrilling novelty of the topic. Popularizers establish authority by aligning themselves with the audience's everyday experiences. They use humor, personal anecdotes, and shared cultural references to position themselves as trustworthy partners in a conversation. But when you strip away the methodologies and replace them with emotional narratives, the actual nature of the finding shifts. The public receives the information differently than the scientists who first debated it. What we accept as modern truth is an ongoing conversation. From the combative peer review to the engaging public lecture, science is permanently bound to the language we use to communicate it.